I really, I have no jokes for this game. I just love Clank. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Clank Catacombs. Buy it now at your local retailer.
Pre-order it now.
Except it's not out yet. Haha.
Unless you watch this a couple months from now.
Unless you go to PAX U and buy it at PAX U.
Or if you're watching this in 2024.
Yeah. Wait, no, 2023, my friend. Don't age us more.
Tell us what it's like in the future.
Send
back lottery numbers. Put the lottery numbers below.
Put 2024. Anybody for 2024, put your info in here right now. Hey guys, welcome to another Under the Lid, and this time we're taking a look at Clank Catacombs. It is not out yet, it is out for pre-order. However, we were at PAX U, and at PAX U and like other cons, they will put out their games for sale early just because, they happen to have them. So we picked up a copy of Clank Catacombs because, frankly, we cannot get enough Clank, right, buddy? We have all of the Clank. In fact, I think
you have half the Clank.
I said, no, I think I have more Clank than you.
I only have Acquisitions Incorporated.
Yeah, I actually, to be fair, I have the Clank Universe one, the sci-fi one, which is very good, but wasn't, I think, as popular. I don't have the original Clank. I only have like one of them or something like that. And then we just skipped over to the Legacy version because it's the best one anyway.
And once you're done with the Legacy version, you have the original.
However, there's a new Clank in town.
Catacombs!
And they did the smart thing. I say the smart thing because I love the other versions anyway. But they decided to take the most logical next step and make your dungeon procedurally generated by an AI, or as we like to call it, cardboard discs.
That is the lowest form of artificial intelligence.
Random cardboard discs. Which, ironically, I think there's a digital version that probably has the AI disperse these cardboard discs. But it's a very smart move because it makes it so that you're not used to one board, instead of... and that was the one thing I liked about the space one. The space had multiple boards, so you can actually... if you haven't played with it, have you played the space one with us?
Yeah, I played the original. Yeah.
You could modular it, so you can kind of make your board kind of a little bit different every time, unlike the other one where you kind of, even the Legacy one at least is a little different, but you're going to play that same board over and over again is my point, or flip it over, This one, you have a new board every game, and we like that because it changes how the game plays. It makes it more random. You never know what you're going to find on your new board. So this was kind of the next logical step, and I mean, I give them credit for kind of taking that leap because they could have probably spit out just another Clank and have a couple of boards and just change some mechanics, but no, I like where this is going. Now, this is fantasy themed again, as always. I really would hope they go back to sci-fi again because I really like the sci-fi aspect a lot. But fantasy is cool too as well. That is the rule book, of course. Here is your tons of cardboard because in a game like this with cardboard boards, procedurally generated cardboard boards.
There's going to be a couple.
There's going to be a couple pieces of cardboard, yeah. We're just getting rid of that. So there's your threat tracker. Now for those who haven't played Clank, Clank is a deck building adventure game. You do have your standard deck building mechanics. And these are, I'm sure, your procedurally generated boards. I just love saying that today. These basically boards are where your characters move. So you play cards. Cards give you buy points and movement points and attack points. And basically you move your characters around the board in addition to buying new cards for your deck. And you draw cards up every round and move around the board. And
you punch one out because it looks like they're a big board.
I will punch a couple out for you, buddy. I'll do that for you. Look at these. So you're going to obviously have a couple of random tiles that you pull out. And so your characters move around this board. And the idea is you're supposed to get to the end of this board, get the loot, and get the heck out. And the entire time, though, all of you are taking damage from random baddies and things in the dungeon. And there's a bag that you pull out cubes from. And every time you pull people's cubes, they're taking damage from random crap in the dungeon or the big bad. And it just escalates so that way, it's kind of a race, kind of a little bit. Honestly, I'll give credit. I haven't really seen people copy this genre a whole lot. And there's been a rise of combining deck building mechanics with other games like worker placement and stuff like that, which is really awesome because that made a whole bunch of hot new games like Arnak, of course, and stuff. But I haven't really seen a whole lot of movement-based card building games, really. Have you? I haven't really seen a whole ton of... If you guys know of any other card deck building movement-based games, like adventure games, let me know. I don't think there's really any others, I want to say. I will say, however, this close, Richard Garfield actually made, who I think was the original designer of Clank, made a game called The Hunger, and I actually picked that up for a song at some convention, and it was actually really cool. It was kind of a slightly different version of it. But yeah, I don't see that too much. These are, looks like bigger areas, I guess you can get to. And then you have your market, of course, and your different things you get along the way. And you'll get little artifacts and stuff as you pick up. And your routes are obviously going to be different because each route is different. They got different stuff popping up. So it's kind of a really cool next step. And honestly, it's probably very easy to add an expansion onto this, kind of like the space one where they just add more boards on, right? Mechanics and boards.
Clank Catacombs, more Catacombs.
More Catacombs, all the Catacombs. Now, we have your basic Clank stuff in here. I'm going to show you anyway. You got your little dragon. I really like the thing about like the Legacy one, though, I will say, is that the minis in that were a great addition, especially if you paint them. So these are back to more meeple-y looking things. I wonder if they have a deluxe. If not, I'm sure they probably will make one, including your heroes and your damage cubes. And at least they have each of your different Clank heroes. You have your green wizard needs food badly, your yellow barbarian, your thief. Now, mechanically, I don't think they're any different. Most Clanks, outside the Legacy one, because do you keep your Legacy deck when you finish the game? Do you have different decks? This is one thing I like about this game, which I think they need to lean into more, is that they don't really have character classes that do anything different. Everybody starts with the same basic deck, which makes sense in a deck builder. However, there are plenty of deck builders that have people with different decks that, are equal. You know what I mean? They just do different things. I guess in a game like this, it'd be a problem though, because if you have like a thief move really fast,
Yeah, you can't give advantages off the bat.
I mean, maybe you could have the warrior do more damage so he can kill things quicker. So he'll get buffs that way. Thief could move faster. The mage could get more buy points. Stuff like that. It'd probably work out. It's not exactly. You don't need to balance Clank a whole ton. It's a game where you're just screwing everybody over and having a good time anyway. So it's not.
This isn't semi-cooperative.
No, it's not semi-cooperative.
This isn't a cooperative game
No.
like Legacy.
No, it's not that's not a cooperative game. I argue.
It says this is a cooperative game.
He's still bitter about that, even though you got back at me more than a few times here, buddy.
Yeah, I had to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Emperor. So the thing Clank loves to do is that they love to have little jokes in here based on stuff, which is why I especially like the sci-fi one, because there's a ton of stuff. Here looks like, I don't know. I don't see a ton of jokey stuff. Lion weight, payoff. This looks a little more straight to the point. Robbery, sudden movement, swindle, just like named stuff. Like there was a lot of jokes in Legacy, right? Wasn't there a lot of jokes?
There was a bunch of D&D tropes.
I mean, maybe they ran out of jokes. I don't know. This doesn't seem as jokey. Not that it's a bad thing necessarily. Maybe they're kind of leaning more into this is more of a standard fantasy Clank and less like goofy looking Clank. You know what I mean? Because I will say the goofiness kind of, I guess, can break the immersion a little bit. You know what I mean? When you're fighting, fake Jedi and this and this and that. But still, that was kind of one of Clank's charms.
There's probably charming cards in here.
I am sure there are.
Vanilla deck over there.
Yeah, probably, because these look all pretty standard. Explore. These are your starters.
Pretty standard here.
Burgle, sidestep, nothing too funny or exciting as far as joke cards go. But you don't necessarily need to have a joke to have a great game. This looks awesome. So honestly, that's it. And of course, you got your bag. You put your cubes in. You pull them out. I'm excited to play this. I love Clank. I'll play Clank in any form. Honestly, the most exciting thing for me in this is going to be the different tiles they play out, because I'm curious how much variation you're going to get, and if that makes, because usually at Clank, you'll break off and kind of everybody do the same paths over and over again, or a little bit. So this definitely adds a flair to it that I like. So maybe we'll see a lot of different weird stuff happen. Otherwise, though, that's for a different video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing of Clank Catacombs and kind of give you an idea of what you're getting out of the game. I'm excited. Like I said, I love Clank, so I'm going to be picking this up. Well, we already picked it up, so never mind. That's the point.
You want a copy for your
house? I want a copy for my library. So guys, as always, leave some comments. Let me know. Let me find out if you know any other deck building hybrid games that have like adventure built in them. I'd be super excited to find out if you find anything really cool, maybe older. Thanks again, guys. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, have a good time, and don't forget to always Clank.